anything like that.
I gotcha. Okay. All right.
So,
Um, so how long have you guys been thinking about this?
well, last June of 23, actually I died, and they brought me back.
You died?
Uh, yeah, and I was in the hospital for 2 months in ICU, but that's what I'm saying, and it's a lot harder for me now.
Yeah.
Um, but they got me
Wow.
back, and we're just we're just realizing it's just we're getting older, and it's gonna get harder.
Yeah. No, I totally get that. My mom is kind of uh virtually similar story, but it was like 7 years ago. She had a massive brain aneurysm that also caused a
Wow.
stroke. And
Right.
yeah, I mean, the doctors said she should have, at least three different occasions, she should have died throughout that process. And somehow she made it, but now she's going to be coming to move in with us, sometime over the next year because she needs help. So
How old is she?
she, she's actually pretty young. I'm 42 and she was 18 when she had me, so she's 60.
Wow, she is young.
Yeah, and that was 7 years ago, 7 to 8 years ago. So she was 53 when it happened.
Hmm.
So
Well,
yeah,
she's
it's
still with you.
she's still with us. Yep. And we just had our daughter turns 2 in like the next 15 days. So she's actually out here right now for the holidays and for her birthday. So yeah, so she would have missed a lot if she didn't make it. So yeah, all that to say, I totally understand kind of, obviously I'm not going through it personally, but I see it around me and I'm, kind of involved in that. So I know what that looks like. And yeah, I know it's tough. So
It's really weird. They say until you've walked in somebody else's shoes, you don't know.
yeah, yep.
And the kids, sometimes we have three boys,
Mhm,
and I look at the youngest one. He's 32,
mhm,
and he's got four kids,
mm.
and he's tired all the time. And I said, "Wait till you get my age."
Yeah. Oh man.
Constantly tired.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't know if she told you anything about the house.
No, not much. I mean, there's some notes in here that I can pull up, and by the way, I do have to let you know that all calls are monitored and recorded for quality and training purposes. Um,
Okay.
Really, the purpose of this call is really just to see if the property does qualify for what we're looking for to be able to get an offer as is. Uh, Generally, what we're looking to buy properties for usually one of two reasons. Either we're going to fix it and flip it and put it back on the market, or we're going to keep it as some sort of a rental property. So by the end of this call, I'll either be able to uh, get an approval from the underwriters and they'll give us an offer, or they're going to deny us and they'll tell us exactly why. All right.
Okay.
Now, if we do get approved for this, then some of the benefits of working with us is that, we would buy the home as is. You don't even have to sweep up on your way out. We cover all the closing costs, both our side and your side, and there's no realtor commissions involved. Um, so it's pretty straightforward and easy. Do you have a pen and a piece of paper handy? I'm going to have you jot down some contact info and
Okay.
all right. So my name again is Chris. My last name is Deal, like Deal or No Deal.
Chris Deal.
Yep. Promise.
I know.
That I didn't choose that last name. I just it's forced on me. So, but it works.
Right.
Um, The name of our company is Lazarus Property Group, just like Lazarus from the Bible.
I'm terrible at spelling. Can you spell that for me?
Sure, it's Lazarus.
Oh, okay. Just like it sounds.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. And then Property Group. And then our telephone number here is 619
619
525
525.
7132.
Where are you guys located at?
So I'm physically in San Diego right now, but we do business all over the country. Indianapolis and Indiana is our primary number one market that we do business in.
Okay.
And all right. So I guess you guys have been thinking about this for over a year now.
For about a year, yeah.
About a year. Okay. And this is your primary residence?
Yes. We
Okay.
built this house.
Oh, okay. All right.
And we've been here 22 years.
2 years and subs. Okay. Got it. And when you say we built it, some people, when they say that, they're like, oh, we hired a builder and they built it. And other people are like,
We
no, 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 we
hired a
physically.
builder.
Okay, got it. Just curious. Yeah. Not that
Okay.
one's better than the other, but just want to understand. It's like, it's a different sometimes it
We
could be a
had it
different
built.
conversation. Yeah. Okay, cool. No, usually what happens is a lot of times like, oh, you built it. Okay, awesome. Then I'll usually just presume like, they had a builder. I'm like, oh, what builder did you use? And then you get the one guy who's like, no, I built the house. And then and they're offended because I thought they just hired a builder. I'm like, that's not what I meant. So, um, okay, awesome. And let's see here. I guess so I'm assuming you guys don't owe anything on it. You've owned it for so long, right?
Well, we do. We did refinance one time.
Oh, okay.
We put a new furnace in, new air conditioner in, new water heater in, bought appliances. You know, we did that when Rod was getting ready to retire. So yeah, we had that stuff done before he retired.
Got it. Okay. You said
And
new
that was,
furnace, new AC, new appliances. What
well,
else?
they're about 5 years old.
Oh, okay.
We had it done before he retired.
Got it.
And he's been retired for about 5 years now.
Got it. Okay. And what was your husband's name?
Rodrigo.
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 Okay. Awesome. Um, all right. When's the last time you and Rodrigo really sat and really discussed the idea of selling?
Just the other day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. So it's pretty, you guys are pretty far along in the process. Have you guys already started looking at, other places?
Well, actually, no.
Okay.
We just really started talking about it, and then we also said to each other, we're not really interested in moving until after the holidays.
Yeah, nor would I be.
Right. And then he said, we're not even packing. We're going to hire somebody to come in and pack and move it.
Got it. Okay.
So
Okay.
that's about as far as we've gotten.
Okay. All right. So after the holidays, and would you guys be staying in the Fort Wayne area or?
Oh yeah, our kids
Yeah.
are
Oh, okay.
all here.
Okay. All right. Got it. And I know you said you refi. Did you guys did you get so and that was about 5 years ago. So you guys must have a really good interest rate because that was right around the time the interest rates were pretty low, right?
Yeah, we have a good interest rate. Yeah.
Nice. I'm sitting at like a 4.6 and I'm like excited considering what what's going on right now at like 7%. How low did you guys end up getting it?
We're at three something.
Ooh, nice.
Um, Now I
That's
know years ago, and this was a long time ago, I was paying 11% on a house
oh yeah.
interest.
Yep. Yeah. It's funny because then when everybody was like, "Oh my God, the interest rates are so high, it's 7%." It's like, yeah, I at one point they were like
That's nothing.
18%. Yeah.
I was gonna say I remember paying 11.
Yep. Oh
So
yeah. Yeah. But then on the flip side, it's like the values were so much lower. So it's like, I get it, but yeah, they could certainly be a lot higher. Um, all right. Do you know roughly what you guys still owe on that?
yeah, I do, but I'd rather not say.
Okay. Yeah. No, fair enough. Yeah, usually once it gets further in the process, they'll pull like public record and a lot of that stuff is out there, but no worries. Um, so I guess once you guys sell, I know you mentioned you were going to be renting. So do you guys have plans for the funds? Like, you just going to stick it in a bank account for your, or investments for retirement, or you guys, got
That's
some big
what we.
plans?
That's what we'll end up doing is
Okay,
for retirement. I mean,
got it.
nowadays you don't know what's going to happen nowadays.
Yeah, yeah, totally. Okay, got it. And all right. Is there anybody else, that would be involved in the decision, or anybody else that would be even a little bit upset that you guys are thinking about selling?
I don't believe so.
Okay. All right. Okay. So just you and Rodrigo. Okay. All right. Is he around or
Yeah, he's in the den.
oh, got it.
Do you
Okay.
need to speak with him or?
Well, I was just curious if he would want to be a part of the conversation. It's like I said, by the end of this call, I'll be able to, they'll tell us right away whether it's gonna, whether they're gonna make an offer on it or not. So not sure if he wants to be involved.
Oh, if you want to hold on, I'll ask him.
Okay, sure.
Or he might just tell you to run it through me. So
No worries.
he says run it through me.
Okay, no worries, no worries. Well, I guess in an ideal world, what are you guys hoping to walk away with? Like ballpark range?
Well, I told the gal I talked to earlier we wouldn't take anything less than 300,000.
Nothing less than 300.
Yeah, I mean we just had Solo sent us an email saying our property was worth 326,000.
Got it. Okay. All right. Um, okay. I mean, are you familiar with kind of how Zillow works?
No, not really.
Okay. All right. So yeah, Zillow's it's a good guide. I kind of refer to it sort of like the Kelly Blue Book for houses.
Uh huh.
The biggest thing with Zillow, so they actually used to buy homes a few years ago, and then 2021, they actually stopped buying homes because the algorithm that they use, which is how they arrive at their estimates, uh, basically lost their investors billions of dollars based on overestimating values of homes. And really, the way that their algorithm works, what it's doing is it's looking at comparable homes in the area that are renovated to 2024 standards. So it's going to look at homes that have sold in the area that are fully up to date. And that's how it's coming up with those estimates. So because Zillow doesn't know the condition of everybody's home, there's no real way to build into the algorithm any type of reduction to consider the current condition, right? So if it's a 1970 home and it looks like 1970 when you walk in, how do they deduct for 50 years? How do they even know that it looks 50 years old on the inside? Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah.
So it's a good guide for, top of the market value. Then generally you just have to figure out, okay, based on that, how much money is it going to take to update, what's the cost to sell it and everything. So, yeah, I haven't looked at it, so I don't know, whether that's far off or what it is. So, but at this point, what we'll do is I'll kind of ask you a little bit about some of the condition stuff inside and outside of the home, and then we'll submit this over to the underwriters, and they'll tell us exactly, where they're coming in at. So, now before we do talk about the inside of the house, just tell me everything about the outside, starting with like, what's the neighborhood like?
Well, it's a nice neighborhood. Uh, you're not familiar with Fort Wayne, I'm assuming.
A little bit. I've never been there though.
Uh, we're not really in the city. We're on the outskirts of the city,
Uh-huh.
actually. We're right on the borderline of Fort Wayne and Huntertown.
Hmm. Okay.
So we're north of downtown Fort Wayne.
Got it. Okay.
Um, and the properties around here they're running in the three and some four,
Hmm.
400,000s.
Okay. Gotcha. Is it primarily owner occupants in the area, or are there a lot of renters?
I think it's mostly owners,
Mostly owners.
occupants.
Okay. Mostly owners.
But
And
then I'm not positive either.
yeah. Okay. Um, are there are there any like electrical lines out front or out back or along the side of the house or anything?
There's no electrical lines.
No electrical lines. Okay. All right, got it. And what's the speed limit on the street right there that you guys are on?
I believe it's 30.
Okay, got it. So it's just a
Is the speed
normal.
limit 30, honey?
Okay, so it's
Yeah.
just a residential street. Perfect. Um, is there anything wrong with the structure of the home?
No.
Okay. Structural issues. All right. What about is there any siding missing or gutters missing?
No gutters. I do know my nephew ran the lawnmower into the siding in the back
Mm,
and took a hunk out, but it's nothing big.
okay. Is it just like just like a chunk
Like a
out of like a
little,
piece of plank or
not even a big plank. It's probably no bigger than maybe a little bit bigger than my fist, but you can't see how big my fist is. So,
I could take a guess. If I had to guess, you're probably not as big as Andre the Giant. So,
no.
yeah. So, okay. All right. Is there anything out back of, and sorry, when you said no gutters, were you saying no gutters are missing or it doesn't have gutters?
No gutters are missing.
No gutters are missing. Okay, no gutters are missing. All right. And then is there anything in the back of the house that we can't see from like a Google Street View, like a pool, a shed, a barn, anything else?
No, they don't have sheds in this neighborhood.
Okay. No other structures.
And when we first built, we were going to put a pool in the backyard,
Hmm.
and we weren't even here a month, and my husband lost his job.
Oh, jeez.
Slater Steel closed,
Oh, man.
so
That's tough.
he didn't. We didn't ever put a pool in.
Okay. Is the yard fenced in?
No,
Okay.
no, it is not.
All right. All right. Okay. So let's talk about the inside of the house. So kind of, take me on a virtual tour. We walk, up the driveway into the front door, and what do we see?
I think we got a nice front yard.
Mhm.
It's got three. We live right there on the corner, and we have really nice landscaping in the front. We've got three blue spruce right on the corner of our house, clear down by the street.
Mhm.
Um, got a long driveway.
Nice. Okay. Um, what about, so it looks like the house was built, you guys had it built in 2003. Does everything on the inside look like it did in 2003?
Um, yeah, I would say. I mean, we've had the carpet replaced, um, the living room carpeting, and the two spare bedroom carpetings because nobody's ever here but us. Our bedroom carpeting, I would say, could use replaced,
Okay.
but the rest of it's in good shape. Um, my kitchen is oak flooring.
Okay.
The den in the hallway is no, it's not. I wish it was oak flooring, but it's not.
Hmm.
It's I don't even know what you call it.
Like laminate or vinyl or
it's it's supposed to look like um, an oak floor, but it's not.
oh, okay. But yeah, sounds like it's either laminate. Is it waterproof?
Uh, what do you mean by waterproof?
Well, so usually if something is made to look like wood, it's typically, and if it's not tile, then it's going to be one of two other things. It's either going to be laminate, which is like a pressed kind of fiberboard and with like kind of a picture of wood on top, and that's not waterproof. So like if you spill stuff on it over time, it'll start to like you'll get like little bubbles and stuff on it. And then there's luxury vinyl plank flooring which is also made to look like wood, but because it's basically plastic, it's 100% waterproof.
That's what's in the hall and the den.
Got it. Okay, so it's LVP. Perfect. Then
Now in my kitchen though, it is oak,
okay, perfect.
and the floor looks. People can't believe the house is 22 years old.
Nice. Okay.
My one niece comes over and she says, "Your house still looks like it's brand new."
Nice. That's great. You
Yeah,
guys take good care of it. Um, what about the rest of the kitchen? Is the rest of it original to the build, like the cabinets, countertops?
yes, all that's original.
Okay. What kind of countertops do you have?
They're laminate.
Okay. Original cabinets.
That's what I was telling the gal I talked to earlier.
Mm,
We decided if we stayed here, we was going to redo the kitchen cabinets and countertops.
got it.
Don't get me wrong, it's not like they are junk now, but um, you just,
Got it.
they could
Okay.
just use an update.
Yeah, it just needs kind of refresh, bring it up to, 2024 kind of standards.
Right,
Gotcha.
right,
Okay. So you'd probably do like new cabinets and then what, like granite countertops?
right.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
Now that's got it. Also, we have what they call a morning room,
Oh, okay.
um, and it's like right. It's kind of like part of the kitchen.
Hmm.
I don't know how to explain it. And we have a fireplace that faces the morning room, the living room, and the kitchen. It's a three-way
So it's like a fireplace on three sides, like it's open on all three sides.
Correct.
Oh, okay. That's cool. Awesome. Um, it's open on three sides. All right, great. And talk to me about the bathrooms. I know it has looks like it has two bathrooms. Are those
Yes.
original?
Uh, Pretty much. We just had, after I had my episode, I guess a year ago, we
Mhm.
put in a walk-in shower, uh, and it's a jacuzzi. You've seen the commercials, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Is it one? I actually used to work for a company that sold if it's what I'm thinking, it's like, has like it's kind of tall sides, almost like a tub, and then it's got a door you walk in, it's got a seat, and the water kind of
Well,
fills all the way up to your
actually,
chest.
no. This is an open walk-in shower,
Oh, okay.
and the um, does not have a door. And the only reason we didn't put a door on it is because the guy said, with my disability that was going on, I've got what they call drop foot now.
Oh,
And they said, well, we'd be worried if you would slip and fall and you might crash through the door.
glass door. Yeah, got it.
So it's it don't have a door on it, but it does have a shower curtain and rod, and
Okay.
um, you could always install a door, I'm sure.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
But it's all, I guess, well, you've seen the jacuzzi commercials, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
Where the walls go clear up to the ceiling.
Oh, okay. So it's like an insert.
Yeah, well,
It's not tile. It's it's like a plastic sort of insert that goes on, from floor to ceiling in the shower.
correct.
Yeah, okay, gotcha. Okay.
And it's got a lifetime warranty on it, so
Nice.
on that.
All right.
And then the second bathroom is a bathroom in between the two bedrooms. Uh, like our bedroom and our ensuite is at the back of the house,
Mhm.
and the other two bedrooms are at the front of the house. And there's the bath in between.
Got it. Okay. And is that bathroom all original?
Yes,
Okay. All right. And is it all tile on the floors in the bathrooms?
it is laminate on the bathroom
Laminate.
floor.
Okay.
It's tile in our bathroom.
Got it. Okay. Okay. All right. Is there a basement or a crawl space or anything, or is this built on a slab?
It's on a slab.
On a slab. Okay. Slab. All right. Perfect. Okay. So let's just say, one Saturday, you and Rodrigo were strolling into Lowe's and, all the lights started flickering, balloons pop up, they got confetti and they're like, Marilyn, you're never going to believe this. You are our 100th customer of this year or 100,000th customer of this year. And for that, you're going to win this sweepstakes and it's $30,000. And the only caveat is you have to put that $30,000 into this house and nothing else. What would you guys be doing to the property?
Oh, probably the kitchen.
Kitchen. Okay. All right.
And that's, like I said, I mean, even the laminate on the countertops are in good shape.
Mhm.
It's just, uh, I just told Rod if I stay here, if we stay here, that's one thing I've always wanted to do.
Yeah.
Just upgrade the kitchen.
Yeah. It's just dated. Okay. What else? Anything else you would do?
No, not really.
Okay. All right. Um, perfect. Um, okay. And is there anything that I haven't asked you that you would want to know about if you were buying? Good, bad, indifferent?
I don't believe so.
Okay. All right. Perfect. And is there anything that I haven't asked that you guys might need help with?
Mm, no, can't say that
Okay.
that's the case. No. No.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I know you mentioned you guys would probably hire like a moving company and have them like pack everything up. I mean, if is that something, if we put that together in an offer, is that something that would kind of help you guys out at all or?
Um, it all depends.
Yeah.
It all depends on what the offer is, I guess.
Yeah, I gotcha. Okay. All right. Um, Okay, perfect. Well, everything that you've been giving me, I've been putting straight into the system, and that goes back to our underwriters, where they're basically running a report on the property. It'll tell them pretty much everything that they need to know about the place. So what I'm going to do is
Mhm.
I'm going to put you on a brief hold real quick, and then I'm going to run back there, just kind of see where they're at with this. Now, unfortunately, we don't have any like fancy hold music or anything like that, so you'll just be
That's
sitting
fine.
in silence.
That fancy old music drives me nuts sometimes.
Oh, yeah, exactly. The worst is when like they put you on hold and then the volume of the hold music is like 10 times louder than even just the phone call. And you're like, oh my God, this is
Right.
so
Yep.
all right, cool. Well, I'll put you on a hold real quick. I'll be right back and then hope we'll cross our fingers. Hopefully they approve this and we can get you a solid offer here.
Okay, thank you.
All right, be right back. Uh, Did I lose you? Okay, perfect. All right, guys. So we are gonna look at comps. So let's reset all filters. We got a 4.2, 2,100 square feet. Okay, so there's 3 comps in the last 90 days. All these are 4.3s. The highest one sold for 351. And it doesn't really look that updated. Okay, ours is 2114. So this one is the closest in square footage and sold for 299.9. Sold on my birthday. Took basically a month for that to sell. Okay, let's see how long the 351 took. A month to sell. It sold right at asking. They were asking 359, sold for 351. And then this one sold for 310. This one is semi-updated. Yeah, it's not really updated. And this one listed September 21st. Adjusted price down by 5K. So they listed for 320 on 9/21, sold in a month and a half at 310. Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, what they're wanting to get is not really terribly off. Now let's look at what's live. Let's get rid of 90 days, go any. There's one that's 315. This one's partially updated. 20 days on market and it's pending. No, it's been on for more than that actually. So they listed it in July. 315, price change to 720, then they removed the listing, then they listed it again, and it basically sold. Okay. So let me take her off hold real quick. Hey, Marilyn, you there?
Yeah.
Hey, all right. I appreciate your patience here. I'm sorry. I actually don't have good news or bad news for you just yet. There was a couple questions that I apologize. I just forgot to ask you that they wanted to know. The roof, is that still original?
It's original. We got the 30-year, what do you call it?
Architectural shingles?
Yeah.
Got it.
But last year, there was this company going through our neighborhood
Mhm.
where they spray on, it gives extra life to the roof.
Oh, okay.
Rod, what did they say? An extra 5 to 10 years on the roof when you had it sprayed? I don't think he's hearing me.
Got it. Okay. And then the windows, are the windows original?
Yes, they are.
Okay. All right. And
They're Pella
oh, okay.
windows.
Pella vinyl windows. Okay, perfect. Are they vinyl or wood? I know Pella makes both.
Are our windows wood or vinyl? Wood.
Okay. Pella wood. Okay, good. Okay. And do you know the age of the hot water heater?
When did we put the hot water heater in? 5 years ago? About 5 years ago. We did all the furnace, the air conditioning, the water heater.
That's right. You said that. Yeah, yeah. Okay. I knew there was something in there I missed. You'd said like three or four things and the water heater is what I missed. So I appreciate that. Okay. All right, perfect. And what else do you guys still need to figure out before you could actually accept an offer?
Um, well, we want to kind of start looking around at different places and what we're looking at to rent
Hmm. Okay.
on a. That's and then we didn't want to move until after the holidays.
Okay, got it. Do you have like any particular time frame after the holidays, like,
No,
January, February, or
yeah.
okay. All right, got it. Um, Okay. So if they were to come back and approve this and they had an offer that made sense for you guys and we could just schedule the closing out to like, sometime by the end of, February or so, would that work for you guys?
Uh, yeah.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Perfect. Well, so what I'll do, let me just go back and double check on them. Really, the last thing they wanted to know was if we can get to a number that does make sense for both of us, would you guys be ready to move forward with a purchase agreement today?
Mm, I won't do anything over a telephone call. I would want to. I was telling the gal, it either had to be a cash offer,
Hmm.
or I would have to go to your office, or
Okay.
you come here, whichever, because I won't do business over the computer or over the telephone. Not something like this.
Okay. Got it. Um, Yeah, well, so our office is here in San Diego. We have boots on the ground out there, but we don't have like an office space in Indiana. Um, I mean, if we, you know, a lot of times in this case, usually what we do is it's like through like DocuSign through somebody's email, and then we review the agreement together over the phone, answer any questions, and then if everybody's good to go, we usually just sign it remotely that way. But in some cases, we've sent it out with like a notary to come out, with the agreement in hand. And then I would call you and just go over the contract line by line while you're there with the notary, and then, sign it if you guys are good to move forward. I mean, would either of those
That
scenarios work for you?
that would work for us, but
Okay. Okay. All right. Perfect.
things are just too. I'm not comfortable with doing business, that kind of business over the telephone or
Yeah.
without going to an office.
I understand. Well, and just to kind of help put you at ease, so anything that we sign is would literally just be the agreement to purchase. Everything, as far as everything, like the house isn't like officially sold at that point. What happens is within the first 48 to 72 hours, you would then get a phone call from our transactional coordinator where she would line up for us to get photos of the property. She'll reach out to a title company to make sure there's a clear title for closing. And usually in Indiana, we're using either Monument or Meridian Title, which they have offices locally. So the closing would occur at that title company. You could either go into their office or they would send a mobile notary out to you for all the closing documents. So all that stuff gets done through the title company and escrow company the same way any other normal transaction works. And of course, they'll make sure to reach out to your mortgage company to request the final payoff so they can make sure that all that gets handled. And yeah, we just head to the closing table. So yeah, so we can work all that out. But yeah, I totally understand, in this day and age, I mean, there's a lot of like weird things, people do. So I can understand that the hesitation there. All right.
Okay.
Okay, so give me a second. Let me run back there with the new information and check on them, and I will be right back.
Okay.
All right. All right, Marilyn, you there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right. I appreciate you hanging in there with me. I know it's been a little bit here, but I appreciate your patience. So I have good news and I have bad news for you. Okay.
Okay.
So the bad news, the good news is they'll make you a cash offer. The bad news is the cash offer, based on everything I'm seeing and kind of where you guys are looking to be, I just don't really think it's going to make sense for a win-win situation. Okay. Um, I think, based on, since a lot of the stuff to get it up to 2024 standards, I mean, we would probably end up renovating the bathrooms, the kitchen, we do new flooring, new paint throughout, that type of stuff. And that's going to cost us a little bit more money to do. And I don't think that's going to improve the value substantially over where you guys are looking to be for it to make sense. Okay. So I think the cash offer would just end up being, quite a bit lower than where you guys were hoping to be. And, I just know that
Like,
that's
just for example, what would it be?
promise you're not going to hang up on me or you curse at me.
Yeah.
Okay. So, so yeah, for a cash offer, I mean, it would end up being, just about 200.
No, no go.
Yeah. And that's
You're
kind of
right.
what
It's not going to work.
yeah, I knew, and that's why I was saying, I know that's not going to work for you, right? However, I do have some really good news for you. So I didn't mention this to you earlier, but we're a creative real estate company, and we have another program that I was really hoping that I could get this property approved for. It's called our concierge service. I didn't mention it earlier just because they are really, really selective on what properties are approved for this particular program, just because it is really, really labor intensive and time intensive and resource intensive for us. There's only a small percentage of properties that come across our desk that get approved for it. It has to be built after 2000. And so I was pretty excited just kind of seeing, okay, that meets, and based on other things that you told me about the condition, I was kind of crossing my fingers hoping that we'd be able to get this approved. So I was actually really excited when I was able to get approval for your property. So this is how it works. Just from doing so many transactions in Indiana, we have a really big network of realtors and other investors that we work with. And a certain percentage of the properties that, come across our desk, they just don't fit our criteria, but they would be a great fit for another investor that has a different business model than we do, or even somebody that just plans on living in it themselves. And a lot of these investors, they're really good at fixing and flipping properties and being landlords and that type of stuff. But what they're not great at is finding the properties. And they don't really enjoy the sales like what I'm doing right now. They don't like making the calls and talking to sellers just because it is expensive and time consuming. But basically, the way that it works is by being approved for this program, we would agree to a net price with you where we would still pay all the closing costs. You wouldn't have to fix anything if there was anything ever requested to be fixed by a buyer or a buyer's lender before closing. We would take care of all that. And then we would just simply resell our contract to that other party that we bring to the table, and we'd earn our fee from the buyer. So essentially, the experience and the net result would be the same as a cash offer. And just to be clear, we're not agents, so we wouldn't be representing you as a realtor. We would just be reselling our contract. And I know most people don't really care how we make our money as long as they get what they are promised. We would just earn our fee from the buyer. We'll handle all the heavy lifting. You guys can sit back, focus on finding the new place, collect the check, and you'd get the speed and convenience of a cash offer, but we'd be able to get you a much higher price than what other investors would be able to pay. Does that make sense?
It's kind of deep there.
I know it's a lot.
um, let me talk all this over with Rod. Now, if I call that number you gave me and ask for Chris, I
Mhm.
would get you.
Yeah, yeah. And if you don't get me, just leave a voicemail and they'll get it right over to me.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time, and
Yeah, no
I
worries.
will.
So just so you know, I know that was all a lot. Basically, the short and sweet of it is we would agree to a net number with you. We would cover the closing costs, If the buyer's lender says, hey, we're only going to fund the deal if you fix this, we're going to pay to have whatever that is fixed. You won't pay anything. And we just take it across the finish line and close with you guys. Basically, what they approved for this program for your property to be able to do this program is it got approved to come all the way up to $255,000.
Okay. Okay. I will let Rod know everything that we've talked about, and I'll call you back tomorrow.
Okay, that sounds good.
All right.
All right, I really appreciate it. Did you have any questions for me before I let you go?
No, I might have some tomorrow.
Okay.
You never know.
Yeah,
All
no, that
right.
totally makes sense. And if Rod has any questions and he wants to jump on with me tomorrow too, no problem at all. Happy to chat with both of you guys.
All right. Thank you,
All
Chris.
right. Thank you so
Have a
much. You
good
have a great
evening.
evening. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye.
All right. All right, guys, I got to wrap up here and hit the bricks. Wife's got dinner cooking for me. So I will catch you guys tomorrow, and hit the like button, hit the notification bell, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, where we make real estate investing easy. Peace.